Hey guys, how are y'all doing? I had a few free minutes, so I thought we would chit chat, and I need to do shout outs. I've not done shout outs this week, so I need to do that as well. See who's in here. Lucy Love was in here earlier. Hey Lucy, Cement Shoes, Verbal, Lisa, Tremaine, Beach Bum. So what have y'all been doing all day? I did a little cleaning, and then I watched The Haunting of Sharon Tate, which I was a little disappointed in. But I hadn't seen it, so. I mean, it wasn't bad, but, the movie was about Sharon having, nightmares about the murders and stuff. And I don't know. It wasn't all that great. Also, I did a little video on Crystal Rogers. We was just talking about her this morning. And they had found remains last month in Kentucky. They haven't said if they're Crystal's remains or not, but they were found only 4 miles from her ex-boyfriend's family farm in a creek bank. So I would say that they're more than likely, those are Crystal's remains. Hold on, I gotta get an ashtray, guys. I'm in the kitchen. Okay. Anyways. Lisa, you washed your bedclothes? I do laundry every day of my life. Every day. I don't mind doing laundry. I hate folding it. But, you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to make some burgers here in a little bit when Mark gets back from his motorcycle ride. Plus, we're going to let the chickens out. Put them under the trampoline. Tremaine, I just been chilling with Sonny Rooster passing back weed. No, how to roll. Tremaine, Sonny needs to smoke some weed and chill out, man. He needs to eat some gummy worms. Oh my goodness. He doesn't act all mean towards Mark like he does me. He knows who to mess with and who not to. Okay. So let's do shout outs. Now, I don't think anyone's joined the channel membership in the last 2 days since I went through the list in my YouTube studio. So I'm pretty sure I've got everybody. So first off, we got Rustic Mockery, then Linda's Life, Sandra D, Miss Murder, Breaking the Silence, Remy D, Shook Trotter, Lori Staggs, Kat McGlynn, Alyssa DeBona, Wild One, Cement Shoes, Lovable Rogue, Creative Revival, RN Student Forensics, Norma Starr, Booze Love, hashtag Bless This Mess, Kim Brundage, Nika Crafts, Beth M, Mandy Hall, Julie Jacqueline, Soul, Peace, Love, and Happiness, Shell P, Haley Turner, Lucy Love, Charlie Girl Says, Verbal Constipation, Lisa 54, Tremaine, aka The Professor, Truth Seeker, Mommy Mars, Diane's Channel, Alex V, SK Jean 3107, Just Jax, Red Rum Media, Misty Walker, Tate and Page, Emily Flotilla, Light Feather 623, Cheryl Lynn, Very Merry, Never Lose Hope, Beach Bum, Leave It to Beaver, 411 Now, Southern Mom, and Morgan M. Thank you guys for signing up for the channel membership. I appreciate it. You guys rock. Oh Lord, I heard a motorcycle. I hope that's not Mark. He could stay going just a few more minutes, Let me do my damn live stream in peace. He's not been gone that long. Damn, let me have some CC time. Jesus. I believe it is him. I swear I do. Maybe not. Okay, what are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah. This morning, I meant to tell y'all. Guess what I seen last night? Well, some of y'all know. A coyote. Fell asleep on the couch. I woke up about 12 a.m., went out on the porch to smoke. When I went outside, I heard something run. So that made me look off my porch over to where my fire pit is. And there stood a coyote. And it was just looking at me. And then it ran off into the woods. But it was right near the funny farm fence. The way it went off into the woods, it had to go around the little path around the other side of the fence. Yes. And I came in the house. I told Mark, and he was like, oh, Shane and Chrissy, our neighbors, saw a coyote, and it had a pup with it the other night. And I was like, oh, crap. But I had fixed this old steak. It'd been in my refrigerator for a couple of days, and I was like, well, I'll just fix it for that raccoon and its baby and put it outside. But I think that coyote was out there eating it. Yeah. Hey, Cheryl. Jean. I started doing shout outs. As soon as I started doing shout outs, my dog started drinking water. Now one of them's eating in the kitchen some dry food. Oh, well. I can't help it. Be super careful, especially critters. We think these are hybrid coyotes that are half coyote, half wolf because they're really big, they're thin-bodied, and they're really furry. I noticed last night I could see that it had a lot of fur on its chest area, underneath its neck and stuff. And it was big. It had long legs. And it had a bushy tail. And I was like, see, Mark, that's why I hate walking home from the funny farm in the dark. I'm terrified to walk home from there in the dark. I hate doing it. I try to get over there, right before it gets dark and get Annabelle and the chickens put up. I hate going after dark. No, I don't want to kill them. As long as they're not messing with me or my animals, I don't want to kill them. They're just trying to survive, but if it looks like it's going to be a threat to Annabelle, it'll have to go. We have coyotes, but not like that. You need a little path with solar lights. Yeah. Yeah, I hate walking up that path in the woods to get home. That's what creeps me out. I'm always shining my flashlight around. I got a big flashlight. It's like a cop's flashlight. One of those big mag lights. I mean, you could kill someone with this if you knocked them in the head with it. It's one of those. But I believe Annabelle could handle one coyote, but not more than that, because I've seen her ram things, headbutt things. They'd have a fight on their hands, but I don't think they can get into her. I'm going to get a trail cam, Lisa. I've been thinking about getting one for a long time. One of the trail cams, it records video, of course. Night vision, all that. Because I could probably capture a lot of wildlife and get the coyotes. My neighbors have a trail cam, but it just takes pictures. I want something better than that. CC, never trust a wild animal. Oh, I know. I did try to talk to it. That's when it ran off. Mark says he don't think the coyote will cross the fence and get into the funny farm. because it would be afraid maybe it would get caught over there and couldn't get out. But I don't know about that theory. Probably dig underneath the fence. Yeah. Anyways, I looked up online and found an article by the National Geographic that was talking about hybrid coyotes that were half coyote, half wolves. And it was talking about them migrating down through the Appalachian Trail into Virginia. So, they're here. And we're pretty sure that these are hybrids. They're way too big for a coyote, too tall. It's scary, though. If he's hungry enough, he would do anything. That's what I'm thinking, too, Tremaine. That's why I make sure I'm over there to close up, especially like, the chickens right at dark. Sometimes I'll leave Annabelle out a little bit later, but most of the time she goes up when the chickens do. And she's used to that. When she sees me coming right before dark, her and I walk into her little shed together. She knows. And I cut on her light and make sure she's got food and hay, clean bed. Annabelle's spoiled. Well, a while back, this guy that was doing work next door, he told me and Mark that a lady up the road's goats were killed by a coyote. Yeah. But I don't know if these goats were locked up or what. I thought everybody locked up their goats at night. So your neighbor's seen them in his yard, Lisa? Couple, he said they were smaller ones, though. It might have killed that raccoon and its little baby because they didn't come out here and eat last night. This was the whole reason of me putting food out. But they've been around here regardless. Me putting food, way before that. But I'll have to not do that anymore. Of course not. I was just trying to help that raccoon out, and she's just got one little baby. Coyotes are mean, yeah. Yeah, they can be. I watched a documentary about coyotes. Like, they come out into, like, these old alleys and stuff in Detroit. And this guy was tracking them, driving around tracking them. Some of them, I guess some of the coyotes had tracking devices on. But it was just amazing how they would come out of the woods, across the train tracks into the cities, to the abandoned, some of the abandoned alleys and stuff. Just roam around. I know, Tremaine, but I was just trying to help that mama raccoon out because she's got a little baby. I didn't think anything about that would attract the coyote to come and eat it. I figured sure she would be out here right at dark and eat that with her little raccoon baby in tow. But she must not have. I'm just wondering what happened to her. She's always coming out here and eating out of my feeder. She does it about every night. Maybe raccoons don't eat steak. Who knows? Well, don't worry, Tremaine. I'm not putting out any more food like that. I just put out food for the squirrels and like chicken scratch, I guess. Hopefully she's okay and just hiding. Yeah, I thought that was strange that she just had one baby. It was funny. I was watching him out the door the other night, and that little baby, he was trying to climb all over her, and he fell off her back down onto the porch. It was funny. He was knocking stuff off. I love animals, but when it comes to mine, I put a hole in an animal so quick, trying to kill my animal. Yeah, I would too. I would too, Jermaine. I still can't get over that story of that woman shooting that dog in the head with the crossbow. What in the hell? Timothy's like, Mom, if she was aiming at the ground, then she wouldn't have shot his head. I said, exactly. She meant to hit that dog. She can say what she wants. Of course, she's going to say she wasn't aiming for it because she was getting cuffed and stuffed. I hope so. I hope that he goes back to his original owners. They had to give him up because of the medical bills, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, she looked evil. God, she's uglier than sin. You could just see the evilness in her eyes. I can't believe someone would get that mad over a dog peeing on their tire. Especially a lab. You know, labs are really friendly. Well, it don't matter what kind of dog, but I'm just saying, how could she not like a lab? They're so friendly. They're highly intelligent. They're just great dogs. She ought to be under a jail. She pay all the vet bills. Yeah, she ought to be made pay the vet bills. They'll make her once she goes to court and all that. Wait and see. They'll order that she pay his vet bills. His name's Unicorn. Thank God he had a hard skull. It looked like it just went through his skin or something. They said it ricocheted. I had a black lab, my best dog ever. We had a dog when I was little named Astro, and he looked just like Unicorn. Identical. He was the lab. He was the best dog ever. No, she's not normal. I guarantee she's a good shot, and she meant to hit him. God, you can wash pee off your tire. Some people they snap over the simplest things. Psycho. She's psycho. Mean spirited person. Probably been mean spirited her whole life. She'll get her karma for that. But Unicorn, he'll probably get a good home. He'll be adopted, I'm sure. There ought to be stiffer penalties for animal abuse, animal cruelty. And if you kill an animal, you should get like a long prison sentence. Then maybe people will quit abusing animals so much. Mine are terriers, rat terriers. Yeah, I like rat terriers. They're pretty smart. I love all dogs, though. Yeah, the dog has an owner, Lisa, but the owner couldn't afford to pay the medical bills after Unicorn got shot, so he had to give him up. Isn't that a crock? I had to take a phone call just when I was bragging about no note. Oh, that's okay, cement cheese. I know how it is. How could you look at that puppy and pull the trigger? I don't know how she did that. She said she was trying to scare him off. I don't believe that. She owned a crossbow. Anybody owns a bow is probably a pretty good shot. She meant to hit him. Of course, she's going to say that she didn't because she's in trouble now. If you ever want a new emoji, CC, we could use a late slip. Hey, that's a good idea. I may have to replace one of our old emojis with a late slip. Yeah, I don't know what vet he went to, but it doesn't look like ever who treated Unicorn has a very big heart. You would think they would let him set up payments. If I had the money, I'd pay for the man to have his dog back. Yeah, me too, cement shoes. Maybe they'll give him back. It's pitiful. Now, Unicorn has to, be separated from his home because of this witch. And he's lucky to be alive. She tried to murder him. No joke. I'm just going to look at the news for a minute, see what's going on. Gosh, there's a lot of true crime going on this evening. What's this? Tyler Skaggs, ex-Angel staffer, charged in connection with beloved MLB pitcher's death. Oh, wow. Seems like I know about this case where that baseball pitcher was killed. Passed away from an accidental drug overdose. He was found this was in July 2019. He was a pitcher for the Angels. He was found hours before the Angels had a scheduled game dead inside a hotel room in Southlake, Texas. It was determined that he had fentanyl in his system. Okay. So what did it say? It was determined that but for the fentanyl in Skaggs' system, he would not have died, the affidavit read. Okay, so he died from choking on his own vomit due to mixed ethanol, fentanyl, and oxycodone intoxication with terminal aspiration of gastric contents. So why is this if he overdosed, I guess this Eric K., who worked as the director of communications for the team, surrendered himself to authorities. Okay, so I guess this staffer supplied the drugs to Tyler Skaggs. Do y'all know about this story? I think I remembered this. Yeah. Hey, if they can prove that you got someone drugs and that person overdosed, your ass is going to prison. It said they had a text message conversations to prove it. So he got him Oxycontin and fentanyl, and the boy overdosed. And he got sick and choked on his own vomit. The people that owned the land where the funny farm's at, Chrissy's niece, she was alcoholic and she was taking pills, and they woke up one morning and she was dead in the bed. She had got sick in her sleep, and yeah, she choked on her own vomit and died. She's my age. We're the same age. Yeah. Sad. That's getting high for sure. Hey, no wonder the guy overdosed. Like, I hate to say that, but gosh, that combination, fentanyl alone, very dangerous. Most everyone that does it ODs, lot die. But to mix fentanyl and oxycodone together, goodness gracious. Oh, I see something about that female cop that gunned down Botham Jean in his own apartment. Remember that story? A Texas police officer who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for killing her neighbor in his own apartment filed an appeal Tuesday to have her 2019 murder conviction overturned. Is she for real? I don't know, but I think she planned to kill that guy. I don't know for what reason, but I think she had a grudge against him. Remember that case, Beach Bum? I think that, what's her name? Is it Geiger or something? Let me look and see. Yeah, Geiger. Amber Geiger. Okay, so Geiger's team claimed that while she knowingly fired her gun with the intentions of killing Botham Jean, she thought he was an intruder, which justifies her use of deadly force. Bull crap. She was in the wrong apartment. Geiger was convicted of murder for fatally shooting Jean, her upstairs neighbor, in his own apartment, September 2018. She claimed she fatally shot Jean in his apartment after mistaking his unit for hers. Okay. It is not immediately known when the Fifth Court of Appeals will rule on Geiger's appeal. Lady, where you running off to? Lady, come through here. Flying. She must have thought that was Mark's vehicle. It wasn't. Well, I think she shot him on purpose. I think I read somewhere that maybe he made a lot of noise or something. There was something about a noise complaint. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while. But I remember, I think we talked about this. If her case gets overturned, then she gets out there. There goes another right. I know it. That's the last thing we need. It's another right. Goodness gracious. They insinuate Amber Geiger and Botham Jean had a fling that went wrong, ended badly. Yeah, but it seems like I read something about she had complained about him, or either he had complained about her to the building management. Something over noise. I'm pretty sure. She so did, CC. Yeah. I don't really believe that she thought that his apartment was her apartment. They may all kind of look the same inside, but she had to have Come on, Mammy. Come on. This is what I live with, guys. Y'all are witnessing it live. The drama. You know what she's wanting? She's wanting me to bring her supper to her. That's why she acts like that. But I was trying to say It looks like when she would have opened the door, she would have recognized those were her things in the apartment. Cece, did you know one of the Star Key witnesses got gunned down during the case? Yes, now I remember it. Now that you're saying it, I do remember that, Tremaine. Yeah, I think I remember doing videos on that or talking about it on the live stream. That was crazy. Wasn't that like didn't they say that was like a drug deal gone bad? I have to refresh my memory on this case. It's been a while. We was talking about Crystal Rogers earlier. Her dad, someone shot him a year after she disappeared. It was probably her ex-boyfriend, his brother. That's what I think. I gotta get some coffee, guys. Okay. I'll have to get off here in a minute and get my dogs fed and go feed my chickens. I feed them about 6:30, 7 o'clock every evening. The chicken expert, this lady, Becky's Homestead, I watch on YouTube, she says to cool them off, to feed them during the cooler part of the evening. That's what she said. My blessed phone wouldn't let me hear you chatting. I had to go out and back in a few times. Lisa had trouble last time typing in the chat. Every time she would type in, it would kick her out. Last time we did a member stream. Wonder if it's got anything to do with the video being as unlisted. Because it seems like both times that I've done a member stream that's been unlisted, something's been wrong with the chat. Could be YouTube. They claimed he got shot in a bad weed deal. Yeah, I thought it was some kind of drug deal. It's probably something to do with Amber's case. She probably had him shot, truth's known. I think she's psycho. That's what I think. I think she planned to shoot him and just come up with that story. She thought she was in her apartment. She thought she would get away with it because she's a cop. I mean, she's lucky she didn't get more time than that. I don't think they're going to give her what she wants, that's for sure. Regardless if she's in the wrong apartment or not, facts are she shot and killed him. Cold blood, my eyes. Well, guys. Let me see what they're saying about Lori Vallow here. I think it's the same thing I told y'all this morning. They're getting close to charging her in Charles's murder. Closer and closer. They're still going through some evidence, I reckon. I think it's some digital evidence. But police are wanting prosecutors to, get with it. Charge her. That bitch is going to hell in a handbasket. She's got a first-class ticket to hell when she leaves this earth. She's so delusional, she thinks she's going to get in heaven. My personal belief, I know they say you can ask for God to forgive your sins, but I personally don't think that she's getting through the gates of heaven. She murdered her children. She's going to hell. Going to have a big pitchfork poking in her ass. She's going to be in a fiery cage. Monday, Suzanne will be reported missing for 3 months. So weird. She went missing on the anniversary of Jennifer Dulos's, the 1-year anniversary of Jennifer Dulos's disappearance. Yep. May 24th. I don't think they're ever going to find Jennifer's body. It's probably going to be years and years from now. I've racked my brain of what Fotis could have done with Jennifer's body. I mean, crap, they have searched everywhere. They've searched in multiple states. They've searched water. They've searched land. They've searched septic tanks. I just wish that they could find her so her kids, say their proper goodbyes. She could have a proper burial. Those poor kids is probably going to be in therapy the rest of their life. Hear their dad's accused of killing their mom, and there's a lot of evidence to support that, and then he takes his own life. And they still can't locate Jennifer. As they say, probably something awful like Vanessa Gillen. Everywhere he put her, he already had it planned out before the murder, I believe. Because he wouldn't have had a whole lot of time in between, murdering her and then, the time frame when he got back home. So he didn't really have a lot of time. So I think that he done had a grave, already dug, or whatever he was going to do with her. It was already planned out. I think Michelle knew he was going to kill Jennifer that morning. Nothing will convince me otherwise. That lawyer that's still in jail awaiting trial, Kent Malwini, he knew too. They was going to kill his ex-wife or his estranged wife too. But she was smart, and she knew, she had a bad feeling when Fotis called her, tried to arrange a meeting, so she wouldn't go to the house. I think she met him out once, and then when she told Fotis, hey, I don't want to talk to Kent without my attorney present, Fotis got up from the table and left. Then he called her again, tried to get her to come out to his house, said her and Kent could use one of the rooms to reconcile their marriage or whatever, and she wouldn't do it. I think they planned on getting her out there and killing her. It was like a kill your wife's club. I want to know what the kids think. Me too, Verbal. I want to know what the Dulos children think. There's like 5 of them. They're still with Jennifer's mother in New York City, Gloria Farber. Jennifer's from a very, very wealthy family. I think that's why Fotis latched on to her. Fotis was married when he met Jennifer. Yeah, he divorced his wife and married Jennifer like a month later, I think. She's probably cremated or buried in cement. Yeah. He hid her well because they have searched everywhere. All kinds of properties he was connected to, water, everywhere. I agree. I can't stand slaps on the wrist for obvious murder. Yeah. I was really shocked that Fotis took his own life. Like, that blew my mind. I was wanting to see his ass go to trial and be found guilty. And I was also hoping like Michelle would flip on him and save her own butt, tell the truth. None of that happened. Yeah, the Morphew kids, that's sad. I feel bad for them too, the girls. I don't know what could have happened to Suzanne. I don't think she went for a back ride. Because, there have been reports that her back brakes was messed up. I just think someone planted that back there. Be interesting to know when they found the back if the brakes worked or if they were locked up. I'd like to know that. It's a good possibility that someone was paid to do something to Suzanne, or Barry snuck back from Denver, did something to her, and got rid of her. I don't want, for a long time I didn't want to believe that he was involved, but I kind of think now that maybe he was. I still hope he's not, for the kids' sake, really, too. I think it just makes it so much worse when it's like a family member, that's done the murder, whatever. But anywho, I guess I better get off here, guys. I just wanted to chat with y'all for a little bit and hear my son up. He's been asleep for a couple hours, so I'm going to fix him something to eat and get the diva fed back there and the rest of the dogs. And go check on the chickens and Annabelle. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see the channel members on Sunday when we do our channel members Sunday morning stream. See, Mitchie's, I pity those girls. Yeah, I'd say it's been really, really hard on them. They seem like they're close to their mom. Have a good weekend, Beach Bum. Thanks, guys. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in Discord. Be kind. Peace. Have a good evening. Stay out of trouble, Tremaine.